Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Jana Talk podcast. I'm happy to see you here. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today you will have even nicer day because you will discover the secrets of Ayurveda and how to gain balance in our life. Because have you ever suffered with tiredness that you wake up in the morning and you feel tired and that you don't have really energy to do anything? If yes, then it's a case of many people. But it's not the normal case. It's not the normal thing. What we should feel. We should feel energy, a lot of passion in the morning. So today we will discover how to regain this energy in the morning again. So today's guest, you might have seen him in the last weeks because he was already here in Jana Talk podcast. I'm really actually honored to welcome again Akhilesh, a yoga master, yoga teacher, and also founder of RuhYoga, directly from India, from south of India, from Goa. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Akhilesh. Hello, Akhilesh. Nice to see you. Namaste.
Namaste, Jana. Thank you for giving me another opportunity for making this possible. Yes, I'm really happy to connect back with you.
Me too. I'm so happy to see you. We decided together that we will do another episode about Ayurveda and how to gain energy and how to be more aware what we eat that we can really
Yes,
influence it, right?
yes. It makes a lot of difference. Like Ayurveda actually is like something which can be integrated in our daily routine,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something like people think it's more about like food or massage, what you were mentioning before our start. It's actually much more to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely connected with the food, no doubt about it. But if you go further, I think you can explore even about the food itself. For example, maybe if you eat something like very I'll take an example of a fruit, maybe like a watermelon. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
a watermelon is a fruit which has a lot of water in it. It's very cooling. It's refreshing, right?
Yes.
And if you're taking that fruit, it really makes you feel calmer and energetic or refreshed. So because it is having the element of water and it's a bit sweeter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So same way, if you take an example of alcohol, right? So if you take an example of an alcohol, it can be very stimulating. It
Uh-huh.
can also be like it takes us out of conscious, like little out of consciousness, and makes us forget some things or like stress or anything like that. So alcohol is also like a it's coming from a fruit only, but it is fermented, and it is very stimulating in nature. It heats up the body, and if you notice that effect, how it changes, like with the
Mm-hmm.
fruit it is calming and relaxing, right? But with the alcohol, it may be necessary when it is very cold outside or something like that. So it's very stimulating and it can be heating our body. So during the cold time it's needed, but you can notice the effect. I'm just taking as an example. One can be cooling and relaxing. On the other side, it can also be very stimulating, or maybe taking us a little off our consciousness. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe we can say it can be relaxing, but also it can be like when you take it too much, it can take us out of our consciousness. Like like what we're doing, what we are saying, we lose that.
Yeah. Thank you for this tip. When we speak about Ayurveda, can you describe us in simple words what does Ayurveda mean?
Yeah, like Ayurveda actually means, when you break it down, it can be like Veda means knowledge, and Ayu means it's also like life, okay, or time. You can also say like that. But I would say Ayurveda means it's knowledge about life. So when we say knowledge about life, we need to live it. We need to experience it. So Ayurveda is something that we are living every day. So it means every day is a new experience, and every day it's something that you are learning. So it is not something that um, you read or you think, okay, I have read, I know what it is. Means you have a superficial information, right? So you're not living it. So it says knowledge about life means the knowledge of life comes in gradually, like, as we slowly start to grow. Every day is a new experience, and the product is right here. Like, after so many experiences, every person is unique, every person is different, and every person's character, you can say, or nature can be different.
Mm-hmm.
So Ayurveda is all about knowing this. Yes, it is like, if you just break down the word, Ayu means life,
Mm-hmm.
Veda means knowledge. So it's a knowledge about life. So this is what Ayurveda means. So it's a knowledge of life. So it means it's something that should be lived, should be something that maybe you can also say it's like an experiment,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even every day we are trying to experiment something. It's not something like we are always doing it right.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are some mistakes that's happening. So Ayurveda is just about knowledge about life, means knowing about yourself, knowing about all the things that is happening and living it
Mm-hmm.
when you put it into practice. So that's what Ayurveda is about. And this subject is something like very ancient, like maybe it's coming from really a long time back. And it has a very fascinating theory about the five elements, which it says like everything, whatever
Mm-hmm.
exists, can be put into the five elements. Like, which is about these are the five elements, like space, air, fire, water, and earth. So
Mm-hmm.
these are like the five elements, and in Sanskrit, this is called like the Pancha Mahabhuta. Pancha means five, Maha means the great, Bhuta means the elements.
Uh-huh.
So Ayurveda says whatever exists can be put into these five elements. That
Wow.
includes
Uh-huh.
our food also.
Uh-huh. But
Yeah.
not only food, but everything, right? Also.
Everything can be put into these five elements. And like, from where these five elements come in is also like maybe a question. Maybe you can say, so from where does the five elements come in, right? So five elements is has its own nature. It is also coming from the we can say, for example, maybe it's coming from the space, because I cannot condition, or I cannot show something physical thing as a space, because space is everywhere, right? Even the earth revolving around the sun is because of this space. So the space is everything. And maybe if we say the five elements, they're also coming from from the space itself, we can say. Yeah.
That's amazing. Actually, I'm surprised. Well, thank you very much for this amazing introduction and also translating the word. What Ayurveda actually means, because
Yeah.
it's from the translation. It's much deeper than just food,
Yeah.
and it concerns our how do we live our lives. So it's much deeper. It's everything what we do actually, and how we also think, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's an interesting subject as well, because it helps you to know yourself. So as I said, everything can be put into these five elements,
Uh-huh.
and if you notice the space, air, fire, water, and earth, these are like the elements that we come in connection with so much. For example, if we break down the element space, so if you ask what is space, so how can I know what is space? Space is like something that is everywhere around. As I said, it's revolving around the sun, so that's also space. All the planets are in space, right? So in our body also there is space. So right now I'm talking to you. So maybe there is some hollow space here in the throat, so that's making the sound, right? And
Yeah.
also there is space in our ears, that's how I'm able to listen to myself. And also when you speak, I can hear you, or I can hear all the sounds. So that is space coming in, like, or space already exists.
Mhm.
And also take another example, space is in the nose, that's how air is moving in and out. Space is there even in our lungs, that's how air is filled up in the lungs and then you breathe out, right? So space is in your throat, space is in your nose, in your ears. Space is also there through my eyes because there is the eye pupil through which light enters, and that's how I can see, right? So space is there outside, space is there inside also. So Ayurveda says, like if you want to know yourself, so as that's why I said like five elements, right? So whatever exists outside already exists inside.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and
really.
maybe to go further, um, so I just mentioned you about space, right? And also we need, I'll just break down further. So we need space. Maybe this was on a physical level, whatever I mentioned, this is all on physical level. On mental level, for example, so we need space for us to think. Because if I'm already having many things in my head, there is no space for anything new to come in. So psychologically, we need space to think, and also we need space. Um, Maybe when I'm talking, like at the moment you are silent, so you're what listening to me. That is possible because you are giving me space to talk.
Yeah.
If you are also talking, and if I am also talking, then there is a clash. So neither of us can know each other what we are talking, right? So this is the importance of space on a psychological level and physical level. This is how it works. Yeah. So space is universal, I would say. Like it's everywhere, and it is something. Even though it looks empty, we can still say it is in motion. Yeah, so this is the first element which Ayurveda speaks about. This is about space. And for anything to come into existence, there needs to be space. Like, for example, even a tree to grow, it needs space. So, same way, space becomes like the first element which is holding everything. Maybe you can say through space, air comes in. Because only if there is space, air can come in.
Yeah.
And from the air, we can take example of fire. Fire can burn only if there is space. If you take fire like a candle and close the candle with the glass, it'll turn off because there is no space, no air. So fire can come into existence when there is air and space. And water. Water is another, maybe you can say, manifestation. When the fire cools down, there is some friction, or maybe you can say there is some, um, like humidity also, you can say, that comes down into water, like which is flowing, which is very maybe flexible or flowing in nature. And to hold the water, earth, or earth comes in because there is space. If there was no space, none of the elements could have come in, right? So space plays a very important role in the five elements. I would say all elements are important, but primarily the I can say they are just interlinked, or they're intersupported to each other. So this was about space. Let's talk about next element, which is the air.
Okay.
So when you say element air, air is something which is moving, which is flowing. It's not a physical thing, but it can be perceived through the sense of touch. When the air blows or when the wind is breezing, I can feel it in my skin. So this is connected with the sense of touch. The space is connected with the sense of hearing, because when the sound can travel in space, that's how I can hear. So space is connected with the sound. Air is connected with the touch. Maybe it's connected with the skin, because that's how I can feel it first thing. Or maybe the breathing. The when I breathe in, the air touches the inside of my nostrils. So that's the first experience of touch that I can really feel in my body. not from an external object. Yeah, physically I can touch myself just to feel that,
That's true.
but without any external object, the first sense of touch is the breath.
Mm-hmm.
And let's look at some qualities of the air as well. It's moving. It can be very smooth. It can be rough. It can be very like stormy also. So air is that element which is moving, right? And on a physical level, it's touch, and on a mind level, this is about um, creativity and freeness.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that's so good, and that's so deep.
yeah,
Here, I think really the perception of Ayurveda, I would say generally in Europe or in the Western world, is like food and like well-being, but this is like everything totally. Like
yeah. It's all interlinked. Like when we look
yeah.
at air, it's free. Like it has to move, and a person, like space and air goes along with each other. So a person, for example, let's say air, and I'll give you an example of food. So air is light also. It's not heavy. It's very light. So there are some foods which can be very light in nature. Like for example, I'll just take chips,
Mhm.
like potato chips. It's very fried and very light, right? Thinly cut. It's very light, and when we eat that, maybe it's fried in oil, but still it is very light in nature. Raw food, cold food, it's very dry. So air is making things very dry also,
Mhm.
because you wash clothes, you put it to dry, it dries off, right? So air is drying, it is cooling, and it is moving. It's about creativity
Mhm.
and freeness, like just being very free. So when we eat raw food, light food, maybe this will give you that same energy. Light energy will come in, or maybe you want to become more free and moving, like that. And especially if you are staying in a cold region, it's very dry.
Mhm.
And on top of that, if you eat very cold and dry food, your air energy goes up slowly. Like initially there's no problem, but if you make it a habit, then you, because you are what you are eating, right?
Yeah.
So if you eat very cold dry food like that, you become a very light person, because there's no grounding. Earth element is about grounding. I'll,
Yeah.
I'll come to that also, but I'm just talking about air now. So it is very light, it is very movable, it's very creative, it needs freedom, and it is just very unstable also. Take an example of a empty water bottle.
Mhm.
Empty water bottle, little wind comes in, it falls down. But a filled water bottle stays. The filled water bottle stays because it is having the water element. It is grounded. It is standing. If there is empty bottle, nothing inside, very light, you're gonna flow away,
Yeah.
right? So air element is like that. So what you eat, you need. I'm not saying air element is something unwanted. It's needed because it helps things to move. So I'll take example of the motion in our like in our body, like how food we chew, that is
Mhm.
also movement, right? So right now I'm talking, that is also movement. Eyes blinking, it's all movement. So anything that is moving in my body, it's because of the air element
Uh-huh.
and space. So they both go along with each other. So when I chew my food, I'm chewing my food. Food goes into the stomach and it has to digest, it has to move through the intestines. That movement also is coming from the air element. Digestion happens through the fire energy, which is in the belly. But motion, once it's digested, processed, it has to move out of the system. Excretion should happen in the morning, so that is coming from the air element. Urination happens, that is because of the movement again, right? And also once the food is properly digested, it has to move everywhere in our body to promote new cells to grow in. This movement happening is also connected with the air element. Blood circulation, air element. Maybe Take example of nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
The brain and the spine connected through the nervous system. Whatever signals that has to come in from the brain to the body, it's also a movement. That is also air element. And anything I touch, if it's too hot or something, it should give me an immediate response that it is too hot, don't touch it, right? Nervous system. So electrical activity that is happening, that is also air element again. So these are all about air element, and this is already there in you, and it is already there outside.
Uh-huh.
So whatever exists inside exists outside. What's outside exists inside, and there is these qualities in the food, no doubt. Yeah.
What about water element? Water.
Yeah, water and fire. Yeah, next is the fire element. So, fire element is about like burning,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's burning, it's transformation. It creates, like maybe, let's just say fire, whenever, whatever you burn, you think you're burning it off, but it is just transformation. I'll take example of plastic. Maybe when you take plastic, if you burn it off, it is just gonna change, right? It can take any shape. Take example of iron. Iron also, when you burn it, you can mold it according to how you
Mm-hmm.
want to make it, right? So fire is all about transformation, changes. And the food what we are eating again, first the digestion starts here itself, because you need to really chew well, and once it goes into the body, the fire energy is in your belly. It's called Agni in Sanskrit. So your fire energy um, is transformation. There is a transformation happening of the food where it is properly digested.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just use an example of gas, like how you cook food on the gas, right? So you have adjustment how much you want to, maybe it's, if you need too hot faster, increase it, right? So there is same something like that in your belly also. It all depends only on this, the stomach. Like no matter how um, good food you may have, or maybe really the most nourishing food you may have,
Mm-hmm.
but if your stomach is not able to process it, if it's not able to digest it, it's going to be of no use. So Ayurveda says give the maximum importance to what you put into your body, into your stomach, because there is no replacement.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not working correctly, whatever you do, it's not going to help you. So one has to be mindful about what we are eating and how we eat. Just a simple example of a mixer grinder. Like if you want the correct consistency,
Mm-hmm.
you need to add correct amount of water to it. Whatever you may be blending. If you put too much water, it is of no use, or maybe the consistency will not come that well, right? If there is no water at all, it will not grind itself. Same thing is happening in your belly also. It's no different. It's just that you need to know correctly how much to eat,
Oh.
or how much water you need to drink
Mm-hmm.
when you are eating. And I've seen like many people, I don't know how it works, and like I'm not really very sure, because I've seen people, they eat food less but drink a lot of water along with that.
Okay.
It really, I don't know how does it balance in their body, because Ayurveda also suggests to take very minimum water required when you are eating, or maybe you drink water a little before your
Ah,
food,
yeah,
maybe
that's.
30
I heard
minutes.
about it, but it's great that we are actually talking about it. That during food, during eating, we shall not drink.
Yeah,
But a half an hour before meal, is that
yeah,
correct? Half an
yeah.
hour?
Just a little sips of water should not be an issue. And
Mm-hmm.
also Ayurveda suggests to drink like warm water if you can. If not, doesn't matter. But yes, after you finish your food, give some time, then you can drink water, or before you can, if it's really required. no problem. Just drink a little bit of water, but don't drink too much of liquids when you are eating the food, because it can have a certain kind of reaction in the stomach, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe the food is not properly absorbed into the body, because
Yeah.
water is flowing, right? And too much water means a lot of urination can also be possible, and also it can mix up with the food, which may not be able to digest it better.
Okay.
So fire element is all about like digestion, transformation. Uh, we have internal fire, which is the stomach, and physically you can feel this fire in your body. When you touch the body, you can feel it's a little warm, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
this body temperature is maintained by the fire, like your skin tone, your complexion,
Uh-huh.
and when it is too much fire, we can see that you may have rashes on the skin. You
Okay.
can also see pimples on your skin, boils on the skin as possible, and maybe you are very restless on a mind level. You are very frustrated, or maybe restlessness, I would say. Like, you're very restless, you don't know what to do. So this is also because maybe it's too much fire.
Oh.
Fire,
Mm-hmm.
also, one more thing is intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because when there is fire means there is light. So when there is light means I can see better.
Mm-hmm.
So fire is connected with intelligence, with the thinking as well. Sharp mind, what you call, is because of the fire element, right? Like very intelligent, means the fire is balanced, means it's not too high, neither too low. Um, an intelligent person, or wise, maybe I'll use the word wise. When you're wise, means your fire is like really balanced. You know what's, you can discriminate better what's right and wrong. So fire on mind level is intelligence, fire is transformation, and fire can also mean power. Yeah. So this is all about fire. And in food, we can see this fire coming from anything that is spicy: green chili, red
Okay.
chili, pepper, garlic,
Uh-huh.
uh, and even some spices which can be very stimulating, heating the body. So this is also like connected like that. Like, fire, when you see physical fire, you have internal fire. You have this fire in your food that you are eating. So if you feel like very angry and restless, uh, you may need to check what's your diet like.
Mm-hmm. This
Yeah,
is amazing that we are speaking about it.
yeah,
That's really so amazing. I knew before that what we eat does influence us, but like
yes,
no, I was not thinking about it as like as much that actually anything. How do we eat? What do we eat? What do we do? Everything influences us internally. That's really amazing.
yeah, yeah. Like, just general example, and it's very easy and simple subject. It's something very practical also, I would
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
like very logical, which can be easily understood by any person. Like, just that little awareness is needed to know. Like, if I'm eating spicy food, I like spicy food. So my nature can be a little aggressive, maybe more power,
Uh-huh.
controlling. Fire on the
Uh-huh.
positive and negative, if you take it. Positive is transformation, intelligence, and like that. On a negative side, it can be aggression, dominating, controlling, obsessing. Also is fire intelligence. Like, it can be intelligence, but on a negative side, it has these qualities. And I forgot to mention space. When you have too much space, you can drift away.
Okay. Like also in
Maybe,
thinking in everything, right? That you
yes,
are so
yes,
right.
yeah. Like, just example, maybe if maybe two people, when there is too much space, they can drift away. They can go
Uh-huh.
away because too much space. If no space, it can feel like a bondage. Like, like I don't have any space between us. Like, it's too close. Look, I need some space. So positive, negative exists. even in air element, when it can be very smooth and very nice breezy, it feels good. If it's rough and erratic, air element can be too fast, too quick. Maybe two people together, take an example, the person speaks very quick, the person wants everything to be faster,
Uh-huh.
like air element. But when the air element is too slow, it can be very slow. Means the person doesn't answer so quickly, or maybe it takes forever to talk. Just keeps on thinking. Means this is the negative side of the air element.
Mm-hmm.
Positive, very quick, very creative, speaks instantly, gives answer instantly. So positive, negative exist.
It can be also negative because I can imagine when you have a lot of stress, then the talk
Yeah.
is also quicker. The
Yes.
breathing
Yeah.
is quicker, and it's
Yeah.
like too quick everything.
Yes. Yeah. So whenever we can see these characteristics when the person is talking, or Ayurveda is not just about food. Ayurveda also is about knowing yourself first. I would say all the information that is there in Ayurveda is first for yourself.
Yeah.
You need to know like how you talk. Are you speaking too quick, or are you very slow? Or are you very aggressive and very dominating, or are you balanced?
Okay.
Or are you giving too much space for everyone, or are you restricting yourself too much? Right? So, Ayurveda first, I would say, is for you. For you. When once you start to know yourself through these, then you can start to notice other people around, and it's all part of nature. It's not something that there is something wrong with you, that's why you are behaving like this. No, it's all part of the nature, and primarily it's the food and a reaction. In nature also there is a reaction happening with some things or the other. Take example of a beach. The water coming and going, it's influenced by the air. Air comes in, so there's interaction, right? Same way, there is interaction happening between people, and with all the things that you have eaten, with the food, there is some influence happening on you. There can be some influence happening from the people around you, with the workplace that you are in. All things are influenced. But Ayurveda helps us to know this. If you become aware, yoga comes in here. So Ayurveda is half, yoga is the other half, because they are together. Yoga is for spirituality, or yeah, let's use the word spirituality for yoga. Ayurveda is for health. So only if you are healthy, spirituality will come in. If you are unhealthy, spirituality will not come. Means that awareness will not come in. So they go hand in hand. So if you are a person who says like I'm just focused on my health, then it's not just health coming in, it is also spirituality that is coming in. But if you are unhealthy and you say I'm spiritual, maybe it will not be a balanced situation for you, because if you're not focused on what you're eating, and you eat any kind of things, then spirituality will not take place.
Wow, Akhilesh. So you have answered a few of my questions I wanted to ask you in the in a few
Yeah,
minutes, which is great. The also the impact of yoga and
yeah,
how does it differ. So it's actually amazing to hear this. That it's like one part, but first part is like Ayurveda, and second is yoga, and
yeah.
each of it focuses on something else. May I have a question regarding the air element, or sorry, fire element?
Yes,
You have mentioned. I'm making notes. What you are saying, not to forget it. You were mentioning that the fire element also influences how do we eat, how do we do
yeah,
it. So that
yes,
means that we also. Is there any tips? How should we really like mindful eating, or is there any
yeah.
tips? How should we process the food?
Yes. With the food, it's very you need a lot of awareness with it. because seasons also plays an important role here. So whatever food you are eating, um, just try to eat with awareness again. How do you feel that, like, really feel the food? How does it taste? How do I feel the moment I start eating it? Do I feel nice? Do I feel calm? Do I feel like heat? Or do I feel very heavy? Right? Earth element, I didn't speak about it. Water also,
Yeah.
but I'll come to that. So one has to pay attention to how you feel eating it, and also observe how you feel after, because just while eating you may say, I feel really good, this is the best food, or really like this food. That's fine. But after, like, how does your body feel after like 3 hours,
Mm-hmm.
6 hours, or maybe after the next day? Like, how do you feel? Is your energy changing? Do you feel too heavy, like I feel very heavy, I feel I want to sleep? Or do I feel like I want to do something for myself, or I want to challenge others, or I want to be very creative, or I want to have more freedom, or whatever? Like, all these qualities, when you start to notice day by day, every day. So that's why I said you need a lot of awareness, right? So is your digestion also happening correctly, or is it too slow? Is your motions happening same way, same time in the morning, or was it delayed? Right? All this plays a important role in your diet, and uh, one needs to observe this. Like, if you don't observe, then you won't be able to understand. And observance and this awareness comes through yoga, or maybe when you are really mindful. So I'll just take an example of what's mindfulness like means. So if I am eating food, my whole attention should be just on eating the food, chewing the food, feeling the food.
That's the
So
thing I
this is,
don't do. I am,
yeah.
yeah, I need to start doing it. I was thinking, sorry to bump in, because Netflix, I'm like productive, well, which is not productive at all. I'm watching some serials or something, and I found out that sometimes when it's like adventures or thriller or something, it also makes me feel by eating differently, not
Yeah,
calm, but the energy what I
yeah,
absorb is different than without the
yes.
movies.
Yeah, so it's very important. Like, consider, because the energy that is happening, uh, or maybe like whatever. Um, I'll, okay, let's take an example of this body. So, for this body to exist, breathing is important, food is important. Food, even if I don't eat, I'll be alive with the breath. That's okay. But whatever tissues that are happening, coming into existence in your body, is because of the food, right? So whatever you are eating, for example, you're eating like vegetables, or pasta or pizza or anything, that is what is being consumed, and whatever nutrition it has, or whatever it is transformed through the fire energy, the cells that are coming in your body, is because of that only. Old cells die, new cells come in. So consider food as a something very sacred, right? Because only when you eat food, new cells are coming into consideration, like it's generating in your body because of that food. So I would say consider food as something sacred, and don't think uh, like food is just something that I eat and that's it.
Yeah.
Uh, Consider it like a human being. I'll take an example of a human being. Like, if I invite you for breakfast or lunch, then I have to communicate with you, right? I have to talk to you. How do you feel? What's your job? Like, how are you feeling? How was your day? So I have to communicate. Means all my attention should be on you. That's where you will feel like, okay, he invited and he communicated well and he paid attention. But if I invite you and all my attention is on my phone,
Oh
or on
yeah,
somebody,
yeah.
you will not feel really good, right? So same thing is with the food. It is becoming part of you, right? So I have to pay attention to the food, and I should not be distracted through phone or TV, or by, like, just talking and eating. Means I am not even looking at the food, I am not even experiencing the food. And how will the food feel, or how will your brain feel, or how will your stomach feel? I don't know if it is feeling whether I ate properly, or did I eat very little, or did I eat too much. There is completely no awareness. Just like a human being, if I don't interact, you will feel like it is just a disbalance,
Yeah.
right? So same disbalance happens in our body also. It doesn't know how to, what's happening itself, it doesn't know, because I'm just talking to you and I'm just eating, right? So Ayurveda says pay attention to your food. It's very, very important. And don't eat food, like as you said, watching TV,
Mm-hmm.
or some people do argument over the food, talking,
Yeah.
arguing while eating. It brings in a negative effect on your body.
That's what I
Excuse.
wanted to ask you, because it's also what I heard about water. I made note not to forget it. But also with the food, is it possible that when we are eating and when we
Yeah.
are solving, for example, now you said that people can argue with each other.
Yes.
So, for example, when they are solving negative situation while eating, does
Yeah.
it influence us that we are absorbing with the food not only nutritions but also negative energy to us?
Yes. Yes, it does. So it's very important that you make this like a something very sacred, like,
Mm-hmm.
very, very special. Like, you need to create an environment where you are relaxed, calm, and just pay attention to the food, or bring in, like maybe, um, here we consider food as god also. In India or in Ayurveda, we consider food as god. And before we start, we do a small prayer, or like, no, like maybe, I think even you guys do like a
Yeah.
thanksgiving, gratitude, or like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something like that here. We pray. So prayer to the food can also change your mindset. Like, it can remove all that anger and restlessness will go away when you bring in this emotion of prayer. Maybe just considering like this is gonna nourish me, and this is gonna bring me positive energy, and or it's just giving me energy to function, to for my all my daily activities, like thinking, physical work, or whatever. Like, it's all helping me to do this, right? So I have to like bring in first like prayer, or even love. I can use the word love also. If you love the food, that will change your mindset. Prayer can change the mindset. And even respectful, yeah, being very respectful to the food, because that is something nourishing all the time, every time. All three meals what we eat is preparation for the next, what's coming in, right? So respectful, gratitude, and prayer can change your mindset. And try to like, prepare mentally itself that okay, now it's my lunchtime. I have to, like, let go of all the things. And as far as possible, maybe try not to talk when you are eating. This is like really very important. Eat in silence, or maybe it's just a soft talk, maybe that's fine. Or just finish your food, like, finish your food. And also after food, give few minutes of silence, and then maybe if you want to talk, you can talk, but not during the food.
Akhilesh, thank you very much for this really great tips. I,
Thank you.
I knew that I need to change this lifestyle part of my lifestyle with eating and watching Netflix. But
Yeah.
when I hear you, it's really crucial to change that. When we talk about it, it's
Yeah.
because I heard it's long time ago. I heard about experiment with water, just plain water. They were like 2 cups of water or 2 glasses of water, and the experiment was about that to the first glass, people were, or the person who was doing this experiment was sending love and positive emotions, and
Yeah.
to the other glass, the person was sending really like hateful emotions, aggression, like
Yeah.
all the negative sides. And there was a huge difference between the first glass and the second glass. I don't remember after how long, but it was a huge difference that people were really shocked about it.
Yeah. No, it is. I think I've seen that somewhere. I don't remember. It does make a difference because whatever you put in, it's all energy, like, space. That's why Ayurveda, like, or maybe space plays a very important role. Space is not just emptiness, space is all about energy because when we talk, also, there is some frequency, right? The frequency makes the difference how you speak. So if you whatever you are putting in to anything, that's what it turns out into.
Mm-hmm.
So very important is the food. Like, coming back here, we are eating that food. So food, you need to consider, like, put in the emotion of love. That's why I use respectful,
Mm-hmm.
gratitude, prayer. So these play a very important role because that is gonna be part of you. And very important is the one who is making the food. The one who is making the food needs to really enjoy what they are making. If the person is feeling very restless, anger, and very uncomfortable, it is passed on because the person is creating the food and he is doing it with so much anger, means the energy is coming into that food, and when you eat that, you also feel the similar way. So
So,
Ayurveda insists on, like, there's a, like, we can keep on talking on it.
yeah.
It's a very like so much neglected thing actually. Like, one needs to pay attention to how you make the food, and best is when you can make your own food. uh, that is so much better. And even you doing the food, you need to do it in a calm way, in a good way, uh, so that the energy can be carried on from food and then to you.
So actually, to bump in, also for example, mainly mothers are preparing in the families, or traditional families are preparing dinners or lunches. So they also should be aware how they are, how do they feel,
Yeah.
to feel like calmer with gratitude and better emotions when they will be preparing the food.
Yes, yes, that's right. So it all comes down to who's making the food at home, actually, and how is their mindset. If you're making home food and eating at home, then it all depends on their mindset and how they feel. So it's very important. So it's all interlinked, like, whether you have food at home or whether you have food at outside, it's all interlinked. And like, energy is everywhere, and one needs to stay maybe positive and stay calmer how much ever you can. And it is directly or indirectly influenced by food on and people and the lifestyle that you have, because Ayurveda speaks about lifestyle. You need to have a proper routine, like, very most important, I think we spoke this on the last podcast as well. Sleep is very important. Food is very important as well, because only when you have proper food, and when your stomach can digest it properly, you can have a healthy body. Means all the cells in your body can generate correctly, and any slight um, imbalance, maybe if there is any imbalance in your body, maybe you're too thin or whether you're too obese,
Mm-hmm.
there is some reason for that. Like, maybe it can be genetic, or it can be because of your lifestyle choices,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to figure that out. And if you are too obese, for example, you will find it very difficult to walk or to do things. If you are too lean, maybe you will just physically feel very weak. You will feel like I can't do certain things, right? So proper healthy body can come in when you have proper nutrition and proper food. And when you have proper food, when there is no um, restriction in your body, where you feel like I can do everything, then your mind naturally stays positive, because your mind is constantly thinking about I can't do this or I can't do that. So it's always constantly thinking about the weaknesses, right? Everybody will have some weakness, but when you do proper correct lifestyle choices and food, you will come in a better position.
Akhilesh, this is great, really. I'm very happy that
Jana,
we are having this topic.
yeah, just give me a moment, please.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
just one
okay.
moment. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah.
So we spoke
Yeah.
about three elements, and then
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, two more elements to speak
Yes. Two
about.
more elements to
Mhm.
speak about. Yeah. So we spoke about space and air and fire.
Uh-huh.
So next is the water,
Mhm.
right? Okay. So water is an element which is very, um, I can say, like it's something that is to be found down. Water is never found up. So water is very grounded.
Mhm.
It's always grounded, and water is very soft and adaptive. Okay, soft and adaptive because it is very flowing in nature. It can be stable also. It can be grounded, but it is just absorbing everything. Whatever comes in connection with water, it goes inside it, right? So water is very soft. Water can be adaptive, so it can be given any shape. I can put it in glass, I can put it in a water bottle, I can put it in like a box of glass also. So it's very adaptive, and any color I want to give, either through light or with some substance, it adapts. It changes its color. So water is very nourishing, and water becomes the main source for the plants and trees to grow. So water is nourishing, water is nurturing, water is flowing, water is adaptive, water is soft, and we can see this water physical level. We can see this in our eyes. Whatever glow and shine that you see in the eyes is because of the water, and also whatever softness that you have in your body is also because of water. And what else? Um, yeah, it is connected with the sense of tongue, because tongue can create, I mean, tongue can sense the taste only when there is juices, when there is water. Because any substance that is going in your mouth, or before going to the mouth also, the moment I see some food, my mouth starts secreting water or juices in my mouth, right? So water is connected with the tongue and taste. Okay, so tongue and taste, and um, yeah, so it brings things together. Okay, so water brings things together means it produces some molecules in our body so that it can absorb it. Okay, so water on physical level is like this. On mind level or psychological level, it is all about being very adaptive, ready for change, moving, flowing, and what else? Yeah, I think I would give these examples on a psychological level. Being very soft in nature, calm in nature, cooling, relaxing also, and also to an extent of grounding. Yeah. So I wanted to mention something else. Sorry, I forgot about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, these are like some things about water. It is adaptive. It is very soft, and it is bringing things together.
Mhm.
And we can, okay, I've got it. So water is also like liquid, right? So we have the joints in our body. Means it's like a gel like structure which is inside in your joint. So that movement is possible because of the jelly like structure that's there in your joint. So water element connects all your joints also,
Oh my God.
and
Okay.
it brings in a sense of softness um, to your body. And also softness can be seen when you come in connection with people. Yeah.
Okay, okay, connections. So what does it when do we have too much of water elements, and on the
Yeah.
opposite, when do we have very little, like lower dose of water elements?
Yeah.
How does it reflect in our everyday life? How does it feel?
Yeah, sorry, good question actually. So, yeah, water, when you have excessive water, we can see that the person is maybe very soft.
Mm-hmm.
Like, also, water is about being very kind, natured person means water is more. But some become very, very kind, very, very soft, means there is no reaction at all. Water element is also about love energy, because it is being caring, like being
Mm-hmm.
soft means caring also, right? So um, we can see these differences when there is no water at all in a person, or maybe every person has the five elements, no matter how is your routine and lifestyle, doesn't matter. Some will have more, some will have less, so the degree actually varies. So whoever has more water on a positive side, the person is very kind.
Mm-hmm.
The person who has less water, we can see the person is not very kind, or maybe not very adaptive. The person is not accepting, because when you have more water, you become more accepting, caring, soft, cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, water is cleansing. If you don't drink enough water, can you feel the burning sensation when you are urinating? Because less water. So when you have less water means your mind is also like similar to restlessness, heated up, burning. And take example of not cleaning it with the water at all means it is not cleaning at all, right? So just if you want to clean the floor, if you take some water and just mop it really well, it becomes very clean. So it is cleansing. Same way in our body, if you drink enough water,
Mm-hmm.
all the cleansing happens in your water actually. So it's very important. Hydration.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. I was forgetting it. So hydration is happening because of water. So one needs to drink enough water, and these differences can be seen when someone has too much water, or one has like less water. And everybody has different proportion. There cannot be um, two people having the same frequency. Everybody has different frequencies here. Yeah. And this water element can be bought in through the food again. Maybe whatever food has more water content in it will increase your water energy in your body,
Mm-hmm.
especially the fruits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, any fruit that has more juices in it, that will increase your water energy. And also drinking enough water in the day is important. Approximately 3 liters of water minimum, or more to that, should be really good, because the more cleansing is happening, it's better.
Mm-hmm.
But also be mindful, because seasonal times, during summer the water intake is really high. During winter and rainy season, the water intake is a bit lower.
Uh-huh.
That's very usual, and it's a general response from your body also.
All
Yeah.
right. And is it do I imagine it correctly that if there is too much water element, then the
Yeah.
person can be a little bit more sensitive, like more emotional, let's say.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Water is when it's too much in a person. their nature is like that. They are very emotional or maybe very sensitive. You need to be very careful with them about how you speak and how you behave with them. Yes, it does make a difference because it's their nature. And as I said, water is about love also, right? It brings in Ayurveda, it says lubrication is the word. Anywhere there is lubrication, water is coming in. So the person becomes very, very sensitive, or maybe you can see them crying very often, even for like for small things. Maybe for me it can be very small thing, but for them it can be a lot more. So that's why you can see them crying too quickly,
Okay.
very emotional. And water is about attachment,
Okay.
because in a glass of water, if I put any kind of a fruit or anything, it goes inside it. Means it's holding it.
Yeah.
It goes inside, right? So water is an element of love and attachment also,
Okay.
because it holds. And the person on mind level, uh, very common, like holding to some kind of emotion which
Uh-huh.
they cannot let go, they start crying.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's very usual.
Amazing, amazing. When you give that, thank you for great examples, because when you
Yeah.
give the example, it makes total sense that, for example, also with the fluid in the water, it's perfect. And what about the earth element, the last one?
The last one, earth element. Yes, earth element is about grounding, right? So, element earth is ground, which is like very solid in nature. So, earth is very solid,
Uh-huh.
heavy, dense, we can say. And physical level, we can say it is all in your bones. Like, your bones are the hardest,
Yeah.
strongest, which cannot be broken easily. So, uh, earth element is like, coming in, or you have in your body, that's your bones, right? So, bone is the hardest, your teeth, your nail, your hair, all this is connected with the earth element because it is dense and strong. Okay. And through food, it is coming into your body through milk, calcium. Milk products is giving you earth element. If you are a non-vegetarian person, you are eating chicken, meat, fish, this is bringing in um, dense thing, right? Like it's helping you to build up your muscles and your joints, your bones become stronger. Egg also, for example, all this is bringing in heavy, like it's heavy. Cheese also, so when you eat a lot of cheese, it'll make you heavy naturally. So the earth element is being formed from these things that you are eating in. And internally, it is developed as bones, bone marrow, like even blood, also, you can say. But the strongest is the earth. So, grounding is all happening when you eat these kind of food. But in vegetarian, you also have like which is called like the dal, for example, lentils, legumes, beans. um, these will bring in the earth element, grounding. Yeah. So physical level, like this, and mental level. Okay, mental level is about how stable you are as a person, because it's all about grounding, right? So as a person, how stable you are means how do you work? Do you consider work as something that is providing me a source of income and I can sustain myself, right? So, a earth element person will first give preference to the things that is giving him stability and security. So, for example, my job is giving me money to sustain myself so that I can um, take care of myself with proper food, a place to live. It's giving me a sense of security so I can exist. So, earth element person will first consider this is important for me, right? First, this thing. So, the person will give first preference to his work, and maybe after once that person feels stable, then the person will give importance to other things,
Mm-hmm.
right? So grounded mind, stable mind, and also stability doesn't mean just about work. Stability also means the person interacting with a friend or a partner will see these qualities in them also. Whether this person is reliable, whether this person is
Mm-hmm.
stable, or will this person stay with me, or will this person, um, just like for time being is there and then maybe will go off, or also is the person gonna be strong enough, steady enough to face the uncertainties,
Yeah.
right? So if the person is very fearful and maybe not ready to accept things as they are,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe feels fear, scared, or insecure, will go away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So earth element plays a major role in stability.
Okay.
So um, yeah,
So
like I would,
that's
it's all about stability.
you have mentioned many things that well, I was making notes regarding the stability. That means that if the person has a lot of fears in their life
Yeah,
and is fearful, that means that they need to uh, gain more element of earth. Is that correct?
earth. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So whoever, maybe I would not say just one element, but considering only as earth, I would say yes, you need grounding.
Okay.
Um, so too much grounding also can bring in attachment, just like water, because you're
Yeah.
not moving. You're very stable, right? Means we can also take example of a person who is doing a work in office 9 to 5 job
Mm-hmm.
is very stable,
Yeah.
right? Very stable. I don't have to think much, and my salary is paid on time, and everything goes smooth. And maybe the person feels stability is more important and may feel fear of a change,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe the person will feel like, if I leave this job, what will I do and how will I manage myself, everything. So this fear will be there. But if you put in the element of water, fire, and air, when they also come in balance, if you are very courageous, means it is an element of fire, power, right? If you are very creative, you need to move. So all the five elements needs to bring in a balance, means we can know a person through these imbalances, but also one can take a leap of faith, or you can say, I have worked for 3 years, I have some savings, so I'm not scared or I'm not fear about a change, because I need a change. I feel I'm stuck. I'm grounded. I'm doing very good, but I feel internally I can do a little better.
Mm-hmm.
So if there is a practical approach, you will do proper savings, then you can make small changes
Mm-hmm.
and you can slowly transform. Earth element savings, I'll use an example of stability. I can do something new. Fire energy is helping me to think in a different way, or air element is helping me to think in a creative way, which I am good at. So I can always plan and move in a safe way.
Mm-hmm.
Means I'm not saying that the all elements are balanced, but there is a possibility, right? There is a possibility which I'm prepared and then I'm making changes.
Mm-hmm.
But if there is no planning, if there is no savings, and then I say, no, I'm going to leave my job and I'm going to do something else, it might bring in a lot of challenges which you may have to face, right? So, balance, I would use the word, all elements needs to be in balance. Earth element, water element, fire element, air, space. All five elements, when you have a balance, Ayurveda also says this, that you will come in balance,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it says knowledge of life, so it's an ongoing thing. Means it will keep changing. So my um, effort will be to just keep on learning,
Mm-hmm.
improvising slowly, little by little. I can improvise. So earth element is grounding, it's stability. Water is flowing, adaptive, cleansing, and fire is transformation, power. Air is moving, dry, light, changeable, and flowing also. Yeah. Space is everywhere. Yeah, space is everywhere. So this is all influenced. Yes, it is influenced by food, but you can work on it slowly, step by step. Try not to make too drastic changes just because maybe you're listening to this podcast and then you are like, I will eat this, I will eat that. Don't make drastic changes, because whatever your body at the moment is, it's trying to balance itself, right? So don't make it more complicated for your body that you change your diet and routine completely. Make small changes to it and become really aware how you feel, and then things will slowly come in place.
So, because Akhilesh, could you advise us what
Yeah.
shall we eat to, or how should we find? Well, first of all, how should we find out what do we miss in our balance from the elements?
Yes, because we just spoke about the five elements at the moment. There is also something called three doshas, which is the next aspect of Ayurveda. So these five elements can be categorized into three types. The first type is air and space, which is called the Vata dosha, and the second is called the fire and water together. This is called Pitta dosha, and the third one is called Kapha, which is the water and earth element. So first one is about energy and movement. Air and space is energy and movement. Second one is transformation and metabolism. Okay, and the third one is structure and lubrication. And one can know, I mean, we all have five elements, so these three doshas are also there, and one can have imbalances. Maybe I gave you three types, right? So these three you can see everybody having in different proportion.
Yes.
There is a dosha quiz if you would like. It's on our website if you want to do it. It's free. It will not ask for any email or anything. So you can check this and you can find out which type you are.
So
Like,
you have on your website a test, so people can
yes,
find out.
I
Oh, I will definitely do the test. I'm looking forward. I will
will
put
share you
the link
the,
below
yeah,
in bio.
yeah, I'll share you the link. Maybe you can just put it in the description.
Absolutely.
So every person has these three. We can classify these three, and under these three, they can come as, like, for example, I can be like a pitta and kapha, and vata maybe is less for me, or you can be vata and kapha, and maybe pitta is less for you. So this can be categorized into seven types. This three combination can be put into seven, or some can have all three, which is rare but possible. All three can be in balance, and it will stay the same. Means it's something called your constitution. It's called prakriti in Ayurveda. Prakriti means your nature. So what you were born as, you're gonna have those qualities in you, but it'll keep going up down. It'll fluctuate. For example, let's say your parents can be like, maybe your dad is more fire and air element, your mom can be more like fire and water element. So you will have fire more and water more possibility, or air can be more. It's like that. So that becomes your nature, and this is also influenced by the lifestyle they had, what kind of lifestyle they lived, what kind of food they had, what kind of environment they were living in. Was it very cold, very warm? How was their mind? Like, were they very restless? Because all this is influenced, and then the product is you or me. Like, whatever our parents were, like, you are that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There can be slight differences, but it is coming from them, right? So if it's coming from them, it's in you now, and you as a person can be little different to them. Appearance wise you will look a little similar, but all the influences they had and upbringing of a child, like how were you brought up, that also makes a difference on you. And that's why there is a difference between your parents and you, the way you behave. Maybe you will have some qualities of your mom or your dad or together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just saw your mom, I think, because today it's a special day in India, right? They do have a bank
Yes.
holiday, so you will have a feast soon. So I sense that we will need to finish soon because you will go away with your family. So
Yes.
just let's close it up because I saw your mom. So so guys, is there any advice to people or everybody who is watching? Well, we can do it also in the future to make it like more to food oriented the episode.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
would you have any advice to people who are watching or listening to this episode?
Yes, I can suggest like maybe like start, like if you want to really practice this, if you feel this is very fascinating subject about Ayurveda and I want to bring in this in your lifestyle, I would just say start with very simple thing about just have your food in maybe in silence if possible, and maybe don't get distracted with anything. Just finish your food and do whatever you want after. That's completely fine. So when you eat in silence and don't do any kind of arguments over having food. Forget everything. Just consider food is very nourishing to me. I love my food, and just say like this is gonna nourish me. It's gonna make me healthy, and this is like a blessing for me that I can eat food because that's giving you energy and to sustain yourself, right? So consider it's like a blessing. It's something very special, sacred. Okay, so that's my advice, and also um, notice how you feel when you after you finish your food or when you're eating, and try to just sit in silence maybe after you finish your food, few minutes, like even 3 minutes or 5 minutes if you can. Just sit in silence, just experience the food, and try to stay calm, relax. Okay, try not to eat very quickly.
Oh yeah.
Don't eat in rushing way. Eat slowly, chew your food really well, and um, yeah, eat something healthy. Don't eat very like lot of processed food. Eat something healthy, and make your choices, like your priorities, like about food, the first. The rest will come by itself, gradually. It's not about quantity, it's about quality, like how much you have, and what kind of food you have. The less process is better, because and also food that is just made and given, try to eat that because it has more energy in it. Don't eat food which is made yesterday or something and then you heat up and then you eat. Don't do that. That you avoid how much ever possible. Try to eat fresh, and maybe consider fruit as your best friend.
Okay, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Akhilesh, for all your advice. Really,
Yeah. You.
please send big hello to your mom and your father. I value that you made time during this bank
No problem.
holiday because I know that you will have a festival, and I'm looking forward to next time some
Yes,
next episode
sure.
of food.
Yeah. Yeah, we can break it down. Maybe I don't know if the podcast has enough information, but I think we can just still do another one whenever you have time. I can go a little more deeper into the subject, and we can explore more
Looking
about.
forward, looking
Yeah,
forward, looking forward.
really helpful for me as well, because it just helps me to revise this wonderful knowledge about Ayurveda, and it's really makes me amazing every time I talk. It just makes me feel very good, and it's just like a reminder for yourself as well that you need to keep on improvising, or just try little small things, put it in your practice. It's gonna be very helpful.
Akhilesh, thank you so much. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
being here and for your amazing tips.
Thank
And I
you. Thank
thank
you.
you also, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this episode and following and watching Jana Talk podcast. If you liked, enjoyed this episode, please share it also with your friends who might need some inspiration, because
Yeah.
the information and tips what Akhilesh was sharing were really, really very helpful and deep. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next Sunday, next time, and wish you a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you for listening and thank you for this opportunity. I'll see you next time.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. See
Thank
you
you.
next time.